06, she raised $32.31 to come in fifth. Rick Haw in the street stock number 77 raised $41.68. Sandy Heingardner, who doesn't even get to drive anymore, in the 51 mini stock, raised $44.93. Tina Rainier, mini stock driver number 14, raised $45.46. But far and away, the winner and overall champion of last, and in the number 16, it's Marie Blair. So we get set for our first street stock. And again, tonight will be the double points event, so everybody's going to be going at it real well. And of course, the number 87 of Guy Loebman decide to pick up the rear as they'll get into the throttle in turn 4 and look for that green flag. And the 57 came out slow. That's Mike Crow, and he seemed to have some kind of a problem as he rides in the back. Now the pack takes off into turn number 3 and 4. Good battle up front as Patterson looks to the outside, side by side, two across the stripe to 54. Now Bainham holds on to the front with the 00 Grimes on his bumper. Here comes a 41 now in Milwaukee. He's working down the inside of Patterson. Keep an eye on the number 2 now, Crisp, and he's got the 27 of Pete Kuhn now, looking to get in there. So your top 8 cars will move up to the feature event. So 2 sets of cars breaking loose now as 2 groups of them. Got a group in the back. Again, the top 8 will move to the feature event. As a 54, Dave Bainham has all kinds of pressure now from the 41 of Milwaukee. The 00, that's Pat Grimes looking to the outside. Here comes the 2 of Crisp. Now Milwaukee looks down there. We got the 16 turned around in the turn 4. That's Marie Blair. So we'll pick up our first yellow flag, Hank and Seward. So they got him sorted out now. Single file the 54. Dave Bainham will jump on it and get around now. Here comes the 2 of Crisp on the outside, making it 2 wide down the front straightaway. So looks like the 00 now. Grimes looks to the inside, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Hold your breath as they come to turn 3 now. Still side by side, 3 wide. Can they hold on to it? Here comes the 00 now. Pat Grimes picks up the lead. Here comes Milwaukee working down the inside of Bam. There's Crisp in the 2 now working into the 3rd spot down the back straightaway. So Milwaukee in the 41 slides into 2nd. Crisp now will slide into the 3rd spot as they come across the stripe. Here comes the 65 Patterson working that inside groove as they come on to turn 2 now. Again, the top 8 cars will move to the feature. And a couple cars toward the back trying to work their way up there to get in there. This will be 5 laps in the books now. 3 laps to go. First street stock heat race. There's Pete Kuhn in the 27 working the inside now. The 54. The 54 Bainham gets a little high. Here comes the 77. Rick Haw now working his way in behind Pete Kuhn. As your top 3 cars now single file is the 41 of Milwaukee. Looks down on the inside, but he's going to stay behind the 00 of Grimes. Now Rick Haw gets tangled up in turn 2 with Pete Kuhn. 3 wide again. Here comes the 54 of Bainham. He's going to take advantage of that little mix-up. White flag, 1 lap to go. Here comes Milwaukee now working in turn 1. Looks to the inside of Grimes. Gets a little fender on him. Here comes Milwaukee now. Side by side looking for that checkered flag. It's going to be a drag race to the stripe. It's the 41 of Mike Milwaukee. The 41, the 00. And into 02, it's Richard Crisp. So again, the top 8 cars will go, so 1 car will not move up to the feature. As the 09 of Godby gets into the gas, green flag is out. Battle now for 8 laps. Good side by racing now down the back straightaway. as the 09 of Godby had been working on that car feverishly. It's smoking, and again now seems to be pulling down the front straightaway. So the 09 of Godby will park it in the infield. Now the 42 will pick up the lead. Now it's Mike Walsh. In seconds, the 85 of Bolero, who had some heavy damage last week from a wreck. Now you see he's still got primer on that left side. Now they go 3 wide. Keep an eye on the 98 of Roger Welch, who looks to get on the inside. The 85 of Bolero, he's in the middle of the sandwich. 3 wide again. Here comes the 0. That's Jim Matthews with Altabelli on the inside. Pressure from the 9 Apollos. They're all bunched up coming out of turn 4. Good battle as they're bunched up in the meantime. Now your front runner, the 42 of Walsh, gets a good jump on the field. Here comes the 98, Roger Welch. 85 of Bolero now gets in the third spot. He gets out of that mess. And we're at halfway now. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. In the 9, last week's feature winner, Parnello now. He slides into the 5th spot. So is the 42. Puts 5 laps in the books. The number 42, Mike Walsh, has about a 5-car length lead on the 98 of Welch. So the field stretches out all the way around, single file, except for the back now. You see the 0 Matthews working on Joe Cruz Smith. Everybody will move up to the feature. Everybody will move up to the feature. As the 09 of Godby had been pushed into the pit area, having problems all night, as we'll be looking now for the white flag. One more lap for the number 42 of Mike Walsh. The 76 of Altabelli feeling pressure from the 9 of Parlos. The 76 of Altabelli now working on Bolero, and the 85s are going to pick up that checkered flag for the number 42 of Mike Walsh, the 98 of Welch, and a good run for Ed. So there's 10 cars, again, only 2 will move up to the feature. On this double feature, double points night, it's very important they try to make this field. So the 55 of Brad Fisk gets the green flag. Good start side by side as they pull into turn 1 and 2. As Ron Hollywood Davis going to make it 3 wide coming out of turn 2. And the 33 of Cowan kind of gets shuffled to the back quickly. As now here comes Hall making it 3 wide, side by side, a little bumping and grinding. Jason Graham in the middle of that mess. As they come 3 wide, hold your breath. Jason Graham gets loose and regains it. Good move by Jason Graham as he held on to it. Craver now in the 12 is going to try to get side by side with Kidd. 3 wide again as they come out of turn 4. These guys know 8 cars move to the top front. Good battle for Cravers. He's going side by side with the number 6 of Kidd. Good. Now Fist the 55 feeling pressure again as they go 3 wide. In the meantime, it's Hollywood Ron Davis in that purple number 40. Holding on, getting a good lead. 3 wide again. Craver in the middle. The 55 of Fisk on the outside. And you point to McCool holding that lower groove. Here comes the 55 gaining back the control as he got loose. So we look at the halfway cross flags. Halfway. 4 laps to go for Hollywood Ron Davis. Bob Hall likes that outside groove as he goes high down the back straightaway as they're starting to single file it all the way around. Here comes Craver in the 12. Looks to the inside of Hall. A good battle for that 8th spot. The 55 now loops it again in turn 2 all by himself. 3 wide. Now Ed Kidd looks down on the 99. Ed Kidd all the way 3 wide. Ed Kidd in the bottom lane. Here comes McCool in the 56. Side-by-side action for the 99 of Steve Harbuck. He likes the outside with Ed Kidd on the inside. Good battle. The 51 now drifts up to 33 of Cowan. Gets into him down the back straightaway. The 51 going to hit the infield. White flag out. White flag out is the 51 now up in the corner. That's Mike Coleman. Cowan in the 33 in the infield. Now the number 40. Ron Hollywood Davis picks up the checkered flag. The 4 of Jason Graham. And the number 6 of Ed Kidd. The 47, Mark Gonzalez. So 14 cars in this one, only 12 of them will go forward. We've got 2 14-car heat. So, as Gonzalez brings him down to 47, Meredith in the 32 looking for a good start. Green flag flies, we're racing out of turn 4. Gonzalez on the inside, didn't have a car in through 1 and 2. Here comes Meredith back, the rest of the field shuffling around behind him. Now it looks like Cooch is going to make the run on the bottom of the 12 car. As well as the 49, and Skip Buchanan settles into the 5th spot, but here comes the 81 of Kilo. He'll get down there underneath the 32 of Meredith. Oh, we get the 49 together with the 24 on the outside down the back straightaway. Everybody dodges. The 49 of Buchanan, he comes out of gear or something. The yellow flag comes out, and we're losing all kinds of fluid. Mark Perez brings him down one more time. Green flag flies, and we're racing. The challenge of the 12 of Cooch on the outside, the 81 of Pilo's right behind him. Out of turn number 4, who will it be? Sideways, it's Meredith in the 32, but it looks like the 12 of Cooch gets the advantage. Mark Gonzalez trying to get some space between him and second place. While he's got the chance, Meredith falls back into the clutches of the 81 of Pilo, and here comes Mary Mongold in the 6th. Marty Atkins. The Python has the 70 fired up on the outside and groove, but the 24, Chris Thornton holds on the bottom. He'll have to figure a way around Meredith, who's falling back in the pack. Halfway, 4 laps down, 4 laps left to go. In heat number 1 for our one-stop auto parts mini stock. Out of turn 4, they settle out the top 4. It's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th that battle it out into turn number 3. Nikens gets the 5th spot out of turn 4. Meredith still trying to hang on, but just can't do it as the 00 of Matthew Mongold will take the outside and route around. Down the back stretch though, it's now Thornton who takes a look on the outside of Meredith. Meanwhile, the top 6 run nose to tail. Only Smith and Foote in danger of not making the feature event. Make that foot. Smith has something come off the car. It looks like a muffler. Goes up into turn number 3, high against the wall, out of the racing line. White flags out. We'll finish this one. With the 47 of Gonzalez still trying to hang on. Here comes the 12 of Kucha out of turn 4. Kucha sideways. He won't get it done. Gonzalez will get his first heat win. With Kucha second and Pilo third. Randy Foote picks the 12th qualifying spot. Would be Mike Hurt Jr. So, we get ready to run them down. Looks like the 51 of Bauer not making it out for this one. So everybody on the outside slides up. The missile gets a good spot. Tino Neal leads him down. Green flag flies. We're racing. Down through 1 and 2, Tina here gets the early jump. She'll slide up a little bit. Here comes the 65 machine of Catarelli on the bottom. There'll be 3 wide in turn 3. Catarelli on the bottom, in there in the middle, hanging on, the missile on the outside. Back down on the bottom, comes in there. She'll be 3 wide in turn 1. Sneaking through in the 3, Matt Rodka's get it done. Here comes Zimmerman in the 55. The 06 of Sherman's right there. Will be 3 wide one more time through 3 and 4. With Tina in here stuck in the middle. Out near the wall, Lanier gets the outside line finally. It's still up front. Catarelli battling with the missile man in the 30. Through 3 and 4. Then the 3 of Rodkis. Al Sermons gets his 06 righted as he got spun out and turned around in turn 2. Now Lanier turns around in turn number 2. She's not moving, so yellow flag for the championship out of St. Petersburg. Feineke off the mark and off the DrumSupply.com car rolls to the infield. Something, and this stays right with him. McPhail getting a good restart right on the back bumper. Callaway leads him into turn one, but the 30 of McPhail is right there. Rock is kind of leading the room between him and second place. It looks like the missile takes the dive to the inside. He'll back off, give room to Callaway. Good clean racing as we go through halfway. 4 laps down, 4 laps left to go. Rock sideways out of 4. He hangs on for the 4th spot, but Zimmerman gets by now. Rockford still sliding through turns 1 and 2. Kelly on the outside, Zolciak on the inside as they go down into turn 3. Callaway and McPhail side by side through 3 and 4 almost. Callaway gets the advantage out of the corner. Here goes the missile. Watch him try to make the run on the bottom again. Down through 3 and 4. It's still Zimmerman, Rotkus, Kelly, and Zolciak battling out for the top 6 spots back there behind our leader. Callaway hanging on. McPhail in the 30 takes it high, tries to get their momentum built back up. Through 3 and 4, this time by. White flag flies for the 65 of Callaway. McPhail takes the inside dive through 1 and 2. He's going to make it stick. Oh, they'll drive high out of turn number 2. The 65 backs off, gives room, and hits the wall. Now he's going to get caught up by Rodkus. So it'll be the 30 of McPhail, the 65 of Catarelli got laps as well as the 18 of Worden. Oh, there goes McKnight in the 90. They get their hot laps in the books. Let me remind you, number 021267. 021267. You've got one of those 3. Please take it down to the souvenir booth and pick up your Interstate Battery T-shirt with Bobby Labonte plastered on it. So, let's see what we do here in heat number 1. Rob Parlow brings him down. Stahl on the outside of the 99. Green flag flies. We're into turn 1 already. Bartolo on the bottom, Stahl on the outside. Robbins breaks away into 3rd. Aaron Dreer hanging on as the 6 of Sinakosov goes around the outside. He'll try to take over that 4th spot. Out of turn number 2. Looks like Roger Stahl was thinking about taking the bottom line. He'll try it again next time, I bet. Watch out coming out of turn number 4. It's still Bartolo out front, but Roger Stahl setting him up for the big move through 1 and 2. Almost had it that time. He'll try it one more time next time around. Watch him at 1 and 2, but Robbins takes a look on the outside through 3 and 4. Here comes Sinakosov, then Aaron Dreer. Bartolo gets a little breathing room this time down the front stretch. Down the back straightaway, he'll still have the lead. Back in the pack, McKnight fighting an air-handling race car trying to hang on. At the line halfway, Bartolo still in the lead. Roger Stahl, the 88 machine of Chris Robbins. The 6 of Sinakosov, the 17 of Drew still round out the top 5. Rob Bartolo showing him how to do it. Down the back straightaway in the 9 machine. He'll hang on through 3 and 4 with a couple of laps left in this one. Down the back stretch one more time. Now Dreher gets a run off of turn 2. He'll get underneath the 6 of Sinakosov. Through 3 and 4, Dreher takes over the 4th spot. White flag flies for Bartolo. Down through 1 and 2, Roger Stahl make a run last. Ditch up and down the back stretch, and then through 3 and 4. Dreher turns it around. Now he's going to lose that spot, and the 57 gets by cleanly. Checkered flag flies for Rob Bartolo. Roger Stahl, Chris Robbins. Then comes the 3 of Tony Meehan as he hangs on. Oh, open wheel modifieds are getting some hot laps. As we get ready for the second open wheel modified heat. 5 for $7 plus NASCAR giveaways, 8 TVs, 4 big screens, every seat in the house, a great seat at Lugnuts Race Bar and Grill. It's the world's greatest race bar. Hopefully you didn't miss all the great action there today as we brought Short Track USA in live from Lugnuts Race Bar and Grill this afternoon. Well, let's go back to open wheel modified racing as Tom White leads him down for the green flag. Gets a big jump down the front straightaway. Down the backstretch, J.R. Wade falls back into the clutches of the 51 of Heingardner. Here comes the 41 machine of Luke Hill, and the 5 of Campbell on the bottom seem to be the way to go. As J.R. Wade having some trouble in the green, number 2 outside. Down the back straightaway, it's still Tom White in the 30, Heingardner, Hill. Darren Jackson sticks it in under a sliding. J.R. Wade that time as he goes into turn number 3. Down the back straightaway. Oh, J.R. trying to hang on. He's having some trouble with that one. 3 wide's not going to work. Heads up. They get out of it. It's still the 30 of White. The 41 of Luke Hill takes the run on the inside of Heingardner in the 51. Campbell in the 5 going to close in quickly. Down, 3 laps left to go. Down the back stretch, White still hanging on out front. Luke Hill trying to track him down, but Campbell's all over the back bumper of Heingardner in the 51. In the 73 of Darren Jackson. A big gap back to the 71 of Bartlett. And it is J.R. Wade. He'll finally turn around one more time until the white flag comes out. We'll finish this one. He still made the feature event. White down the back straightaway has the lead. He should be able to hang on. Heingardner battling with Jackson, but at the line it's a White, Hill, Campbell, Jackson, and Heingardner rounding out the top 5. Good job. As we get them lined up now for Nate Andrews dodge. We'll bring him around turn number 2, and well, he turns the line on, puts the white back on. Off the 9, and again we got a count to 65. Patterson now having some problems in turn 4. Bob Patterson now slowly down, side by side. Your pole sitter, the 00, Pat Grimes will put that right foot into it as he looks for the green flag, and there it is. The green flag for Pat Grimes at the outside of 98 of Roger Welch. Side-by-side racing, and a pretty good start as they nose to tail all the way around turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. So they come out of turn 4 side-by-side. Good racing. Hollywood Ron Davis in the 40 in the middle of the pack. Keep an eye on him. The 9 of Parlow trying to work his way up now as they go side-by-side. Milwaukee in the 41 with Crisp on the outside as they battle side-by-side. Door to door coming out of turn 4. Now Jason Graham putting the pressure on the number 0 of Grimes, the 98 of Welch, the 27 of Pete Kuhn. Altabelli chooses to hang on the outside, and he's going to hold on to the outside groove down the back straightaway as he works his way around the number 6 of Ed Kidd and gets high. Altabelli gets high. 3 laps in the books. A lot of pressure now on the 00 Grimes from Jason Graham. He gets into the bumper of him. And it pushes him up a little bit higher. Diddy high groove now. Jason Graham trying to get that low side. The 98 of Welch will hold on now. The bumper of Graham. Now Graham gets a little bit loose. Going to go side by side down the back straightaway. Inside now. Jason Graham works the inside of 00 Grimes down the front straightaway. Jason Graham gets a little bit loose. Grimes now stays to the outside. A lot of pressure behind him. Behind the 98 is the 27 of Pete Kuhn. The double, the 0 Matthews. Now working on Pete Kuhn in the 27. Good battle in the back of the pack. Now Hall with outside of 77 of Hall. Now the 12 of Craver turned around in turn 4. He's going to get back under his own power as your top 3-4 cars now start to stretch it out. A lot of pressure from the 6 of Kidd now. Working on 0 Matthews. Kowalski in the 41 looks to the inside. Good side-by-side, door-to-door racing in the middle of that pack. Now Jason Graham still trying to make the move on the 00. on Grimes, but he just cannot get his nose under there to hold. That car seems to be a little bit loose coming out of them turns. So he'll fall back into single file action. As the middle of the pack again, the 76 of Altobelli has Rick Hall on the outside of him. So one just turned around the 99 of Harbuck in turn number 2. So far no yellow, stays green. Now the yellow comes out for the 99 of Harbuck. So the back of the pack tries to tighten up as they come out of turns 1 and 2. Green flag out. Good start now for Pat Grimes in the 00. All kinds of pressure coming up behind him. So a good single file restart as they come out of turn number 2. Nose to tail, keep an eye on the number 6 ahead kid. He's trying to work on the 0 Matthews. He's got pressure on the outside of Crisp. Working on the number 6 kid as they kind of bump and grind. One of the powers now hanging off the rear right side of Kidd. Up front again, your front runner Grimes still feeling pressure from the number 4, Jason Graham. They're going to look at halfway point now. Halfway point. 10 laps down, 10 to go. Double points night for these Auto Trader Street Stockers. Rick Hall on the 77 working on Altobelli down the back straightaway. Rick Hall looks on the inside as he's working in turn number 3 and 4 side by side. The field now starting to stretch out. As Jason Graham tries to do all he can, Pete Kuhl feeling pressure from Matthews down the back straightaway. As the 0 Matthews and Pete Kuhl battling for that 4th spot. As they're coming side by side and the 0 gets loose. Pete Kuhl now working on the outside. Into turn number 1 and 2. Pete Kuhl with all kinds of pressure with Crisp in the number 2 behind him. In the front now, Jason Graham gets in the quarter panel, right slides under 0 again. Jason Graham gets loose as he gets his nose into the quarter panel of Grimes. Here comes Welch all over the bumper of the 4, Jason Graham, as they go 3 wide now. Look at that bunch behind your front runners. The 41 of Kowalski gets under 56 of Akula. As that second bunch all battle out for that 4th spot. At the line, it looks like Matthews will hold on to that 4th spot as they go 3 wide again with Crisp in the middle. 6 a Kid at the bottom, and he gets down in the rumble strips. So Kid now gets a little bit loose and quickly falls back a few spots. 5 laps to go, 5 laps to go for your front runner of Grimes with all kinds of pressure, Jason Graham, and the 98 of Welch. Now look at Graham, gets under him, Welch bumps him, and he fades right back one more time. So Jason Graham driving the wheels off that number 4, doing all he can. As now your front runners will be looking at slower traffic. Jason Graham now looks to the inside, doing all he can to get past Grimes. Let's see now if slower traffic becomes a problem. Down the back straightaway. So your slower traffic moves to the side now for your front runners. 3 laps to go, 17 in the books. What a run now for this double points night. Welch doing all he can to get under the 4 of Jason Graham. Good battle for 4th for the 0 Matthews. Crisp in the number 2 now, holding on to the 5th spot. 2 laps to go. The 2 lap sign out for the 00 Grimes. As he looks at C.J. Craver in the 12 ahead of him. Should not be a problem. We're looking at the white flag now. White flag will be coming out. Jason Graham looks to the outside. Here comes Crisp in the 2 now, working on Matthews on the inside. White flag out. Here comes Jason Graham. Looks to the inside. Looks like he's got it this time. Can he hold on to it? Down the back straightaway. Jason Graham works to the front spot. Looking for that checkered flag. Here comes the 98 of Welch. Looks to the inside of Graham. It's the number 4 checkered flag for Jason Graham. The 00 of Grimes and the 98 of Roger Welch. What a battle. So Jason Graham will be moving into that points contention now at double points night. As he'll get that vehicle into the winner's circle as we'll get set up for our thrill ride. And we'll turn it over to Bill Green as he works his way onto the track. All right, everybody wave at Brenda. Here she goes. And I'll wave faster than that. Let's see if you wave at Destiny. Let's see if Destiny waves back.
Yes, Bob. So how come your article was in private Tennessee? Wait a minute. What do you want to drop now? Is that right? That was about Rock Burger when he was baseball away. Yeah, he looked at Tennessee sometimes. Oh, man. Yeah, I look forward to that in school, and then I get back to Actually, looks like they had to double up. The new article was down on the bottom section. The bottom of the book. So, yeah, down in the bottom section, and then out of it. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the other got to write down, but I think they did work last Saturday.
Destiny gets
Cool.
If you wanted to say something about somebody.
Good luck in the space bar and grill afterwards. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're getting paid on this side. Sometimes Terry infiltrates the most little things.
Billy got her attention.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, let's get here. My God! Oh man, we got real close, you guys. Actually, I want one of these instead. Thank you so much for this show.
A little bit scary, but it's okay now. I think I'll be alright. Here's the bathroom. Well, Billy, you snuck one in on her. She's wide. Chris Robbins, the 73, Darren Jackson. The 3's Tony Mina. The 5 of Ron Campbell. The 15 of Randy Rose. The 56 Alan Summers. The 6 of Chetson Akosoff. The 71 of Barry Barley. The 51 is Mike Highgarter. The 17 is Aaron Greer. The 2 is Gerald Wade. The 76 Doug Catalano. The 30 is Tom White. The 9 is Rob Portolo. 57 Kenny Moore. Blue Bill, the 88 of Chris Robbins, got that great sponsorship from our friends at East Bay Jiffy Lube, Whole Shot Engineering, Terry marrying at Johnny's Food Mart, and of course, Pennzoil. The 73, Darren Jackson. POW-MIA awareness car, Jim's Racing Engines, Jerry Jackson Realty, Francisco's Custom Body, and Hot Rodders Incorporated helping out the 73 as we go green flag racing. And tonight's feature event for the Open Wheel Modifieds. Back in the pack, it's the 88 Rod. It's going to make it 3 wide. He thinks better of it. Down into turn number 3. It's still the 99 of Stall out front. Now Robbins driven to the grass by the 90 of McKnight. Here comes Campbell on the outside. He'll make the run down the back stretch. Robbins in the 88 still trapped down on the bottom. Hey, we'll get together with the 56 of Summers. Hang on through the grass. Robbins gathers it in. Summers turns it around. Tony turns his 3 around trying to dodge him. They'll roll back into the infield, well off the racing service, so we'll keep going. Robbins rejoins at the end. Now he's got another one turned around. Put 15 flags are $2 each down by the flag stand right now. So if you drop by with $2, we get some signatures of your favorite drivers. Green flag flies. We're racing again. Stall gets a good jump out in front. We'll see if they can hang on. The 10 of Moore trying to track him down. Here comes the 41 of Luke Hill, the 73 of Jackson, the 5 of Campbell. Then comes the 80 of McKnight, the 71 of Bartlett, the 51 is Heimgartner, the 2 of Wade, Dreer, Hardelow, and Moore. Chris Robbins in the 88 starting to fight his way back up in the back of the pack. There goes Luke Hill inside the 10. John Moore gives him some running room. Here comes the 73 of Darren Jackson. He pulls right up on the back bumper of the 10. Whoa, they're locked together. Looks like Bartlett and the 90 of... Oh, he's got a broken front end to rear end on the 90 car as the Cass Creek car gets trapped with the 71 of Barry. Luke Hill right there on the back bumper. He'll give him a run, but Roger gets a great jump out of turn number 3. Let's see if he can make it stick. Luke Hill pulling away from the 10 of Moore. Aaron Jackson slips up just a little bit. Take a look on the outside. Here comes the 5 of Campbell. He'll make the move on the inside of last year's champion. Robbins going for a ride. He's upside down. Trying to put some speedy dry on all the fluids that start coming out of the car. And a big hand for Chris Robbins as he goes into the e-ticket ride at Disney and comes out in turn 1. So, there's Chris up against the freelance auto body push truck. He'll take a seat, catch his breath a little bit because that had to be one heck of a ride as he got upside down about the start-finish line and finished that slide job down. 13 more laps in the books on this one. He'll fire it up out of turn 4. We're racing. Down through 1 and 2. Everybody stays nose to tail. Down the back stretch. It's still a 41 of Luke Hill all over the back bumper of that 99 of Roger Stahl. The 76 machine of Doug Catalano parks in the bottom of turn 2. There I see him get it refired up. Jackson takes a look underneath 10. Out of turn 4, slips and slides a little bit as Catalano gets it fired up down the back stretch. Here comes Campbell. He'll take an inside look at the 73. Down the back stretch. It's still more on the outside. Darren Jackson on the inside halfway. 10 laps down. 10 laps left to go. Down the back stretch. All-out traffic may come into play. Let's see what happens. Hardelow in the 9 makes the move down the back stretch. He's starting to move through the front, but it's still Stall out front. Hill right behind him. Darren Jackson trying to hang on. He'll make the move underneath the 10 of Moore down into turn number 3. Now Partler in the 9, parks it in turn 2. Something happens to the car. Kyla Bianca's birthday today. Well, Roger Stahl, the 99, gets it out in front. Down through, it turns a 1 and 2. It's still the 10 of Moore trying to hang on, but here comes the 73 of Darren Jackson one more time. Oh, Darren gets in hard. He'll tap off the side, hang on. As he comes out of 4, Moore's right there in the 10 still. Right with him now. Jackson having a tough time getting around the bottom with the 10 car on the outside. Campbell on the bottom sticks his nose in there. He wants to go with him. Down the front stretch, they're still side by side. Jackson on the inside. Here comes the 57 of Moore. Kenny Moore trying to make his way to the front. Out in front, though, it's the 99 of Roger Stahl. Finally, Campbell works his way under the 73 of Jackson. Down in the turns 3. Oh, the 56 of Summers runs it in there hard, bangs off the side of the 10. He'll hang on with 5 laps left to go. 5 more times around. All of the racing's back for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As the 99 of Stahl has his way with the 41. Campbell in the 5, still hanging on. Darren Jackson, the 73, fighting on the outside. The last year's track champions not going to give up easy. Here comes the 57 of Moore one more time. At the line, with 3 laps left to go, Stahl still leads it. But it's Campbell in the 5, Darren Jackson in the 73, and here comes the 57 of Kenny Moore. Well, they'll get together down the backstretch. 2 laps left to go on this one. Through 3 and 4, it's Moore on the inside, Jackson on the outside. Right out to the wall they go. Back behind them, 3 wide for a second, but they get them straightened out as Stahl comes out of turn 1 to take the white flag. One more time to go. Kenny Moore's going to turn it around all by himself. He saves it down in the grass. Back to the track. It's Campbell in 3rd. Now Jackson finds himself fighting with the 56 of Summers. Checkered flag for your winner, Stahl in the 99. But out of turn 4, it's Summers and Jackson. It's going to be Jackson by a nose. Alex Summers settles for 5th. Ron Campbell gets the 3rd spot, and Luke Hill, to remind you who they are, Pyramid Arnold. Let's get a hand now for Roger Stahl. He climbs out of the 99. Good race for the 99, Roger Stahl. As we continue with our mini-stock lineup in the number 30, it's Tim McPhail. They're missing in the points events. Double points, so a lot of things are going to happen as your points leader Dennis Valdez has Marty Nikens in 2nd. And Jay Zolciak, who's won 3 feature events in a row this year, holds on to 3rd place. So again, you're going to see a lot of points changes as we head into the following week as these guys battle out tonight. 24 cars slowly creeping along the back straightaway as the number 3 Matt Rodkiss will bring him around. Look for that green flag, and he gets into the pedal. So the green flag is out for number 3 Matt Rodkiss and the rest of the field right behind him. And a good side-by-side start all the way around. The 46 now gets off by the wall. The 46 of Gonzalez slowly holds it up on the back straightaway. Side-by-side action now in the middle of the pack. As a good battle for that 4th spot. A whole bunch of cars behind the 41 of Monez. As they go side-by-side, a lot of pressure now. Behind Zimmerman, he's got the 00. Mackie Bongold on the inside of him. Here comes the 70 of Marty Nikens. So now Mongold will slip into that 5th spot. Here comes Marty Nikens with Kelly on the outside in turn number 4. Valdez, your points leader, now makes it 3 wide, slips in front of Sermons in his 06. Now Marty Nikens trying to make it 3 wide as he gets past Valdez. Working in turn 4, side by side down the front straightaway. That 55 of Zimmerman has the Python on the inside as they come out of turn 2. Jay Zolciak in the 69 working on that 15 of Hopper. Hopper last week's feature winner. So As they scramble back and forth, trying to get into position. Marty Nikens now looks on the inside at 24. Of Chris Thornton. He gets the spot. So Nikens will move up a spot as he squeaks past the 24. Of Thornton. Here comes Valdez now trying to get into that. Squeaking under the 24. Now Valdez gets past the 24 of Thornton. In the meantime, now 7 laps in the books for your front runner, the number 3 Arrakis, and the 81 Apilo, all over the rear deck of the number 3. As they jockey for position now in that 5th spot, it's Marty Nikens feeling pressure from the 40 of Valdez. Valdez in that inside groove, looks down to the inside. Nikens will turn out in turn 1 and 2, kind of get down low and prevent the 40 from doing anything. Here comes the 06 of Sermons now, working on Thornton in the 24. As everybody jockeys for position, your front runner now, Rockus. 9 laps in the book. Here comes the 41. Martin Rodez feeling all kinds of pressure. He's got Mongo on the inside. Marty Nikens going to go with the 00. Valdez looks to the outside. Now feels he's going to stay down low as he'll be working on Marty Nikens in the 70. So your front runner halfway there, halfway down, 10 laps in the books for Matt Rotkus as he's got all kinds of pressure. Here comes Marty Nikens working on the 41. Marty Nikens in the 70, side by side at the stripe. Again, the 00 Mongol now working on the 81 Apilo. Mackie Mongol started 7th as he comes down the front straightaway. Now Mackie Mongol slides into 2nd. Pilo falls to 3rd. Now the pressure on Matt Rotkus from the 00 on Mongol. Now Mongol looks to the inside of Rotkus in turn number 3, coming out of turn 4. Mongol now has the spot down the front straightaway. So it's Mongol now with that front spot. All kinds of pressure now. Here comes the 70 of Marty Nikens. Goes around Pilo. Marty Nikens now working on Matt Rotkus as he'll come out of turn number 4. Valdez now working on Pilo. On the inside of Pilo on the 81. Marty Nikens working that outside groove. Now gets around Rotkus in the number 3. They'll be looking at 5 laps to go. 4 Mongol in the 00 with all kinds of traffic behind them. Sermons in the 06. Keep an eye on Hopper in the 15. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go. Double points night. So it's all out there now on the line for the 00 of Mikey Mongol. He's got the python Marty Nikens in the 70. Now about 5-6 car lengths behind him. Valdez puts all kinds of pressure on the number 3. Here comes the outside of Summers in the 06. Looks high but stays down now again. He's going to try to go on the outside of Valdez. As they all fight now for that 3rd and 4th spot. Good battle. 4th, 3rd, all kinds of pressure on the number 3 of Rotkus. As Pilo now drops another spot, the 41 slides under. That's Mark Monez. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. The number 3 now, Rotkus gets a little loose. Sermons works on the 70 of Marty Nikens. The 3 of Rotkus. The 40 of Valdez gets a quick jump on it, or an early jump as he works around the number 3. So now Nikens putting all kinds of pressure all over Mackie Mongol. Your points here, number 40 of Valdez now in the 3rd. Rotkus in the 4th. Sermons in the 06 as they're working on 2 laps to go. Single file all the way around. Let's see if 70 and Marty Nikens can reel them in. Now they're looking at the white flag. White flag out for your front runner, Mackie Mongol. As now it's a 3-car race. Let's see if Valdez can reel them in. Working on that 4th spot is the 3 of Rotkus. Looking for that checkered flag. As they come down the front straightaway, it's the 00 Mackie Mongol. The 70 Marty. The python Nikens and your points leader. Valdez will pick up that spot. The 06 is Sermons and the number 3 of Rotkus. So a good run. So the sponsorship on. So Mackie Mongol was 10th starting into tonight's points. And in the motors, here we go racing. us, folks. He's 42nd from the Level Rock Motorsports crew on the 5 of our fast qualifier. Brian flying Level Rock. Okay, so let's see if Billy Malley got the brakes worked out. Denny Neighbor Jr. out there on the outside of row number 2. Out of the turn 4, Sammy Coghill brings him down. Green flag flies. Mason Love up on the outside. Billy Malley falls into the 3rd spot. He'll sneak on the inside of the 0, Mason Love. Out of turn 4, it's going to be Coghill. Mason Love and Malley that time by. Denny Neighbor showing a little smoke as he goes through 1 and 2 down the back stretch. It's the 18 of Worden, the 5 of Level Rock. But out front, it's Sammy Coghill with Billy Malley all over the back bumper. In the 07, Jeff Schofield hanging on in that beautiful number 7 car. Dwayne Haynes and Billy Beckelheimer back in the pack, battling it out as Billy elected to go to the rear and not start on the pole. So, out of turn number 4, it is the 22 of Sammy Coghill with the 73 of Malley trying to hang on. Mason Love gets the finger point from the flag stand. He gets his nose underneath the 73 though. Billy Malley still having some brake problems maybe in the middle of the turn. Takes a look on the outside. Billy Beckelheimer, he's got the rear brakes glowing on that number 6 car. As maybe that's why he went to the rear, having a brake problem, trying to work it out. Up front though, it's still Sammy Coghill showing the way on double points night. This will help out his effort to repeat as the champion, as he's in the lead over Brian Leverlock by about 28 or 26 points. Out of turn number 2, it's still Sammy Coghill, Billy Malley Jr. I made Billy a junior. Billy, the kid Malley. Then it's Billy Neighbor Jr. with the 0 of Mason Love falling to the 4th spot and the Leverlock in the 5 trying to gain some ground. As being a fast qualifier tonight, doesn't seem to help things out. Back in the pack, it's Beckelheimer on the inside of the 21 of Dwayne Haynes. Malley takes a peek on the outside of the 22 in turn number 2. Now he'll take a look on the inside as Coghill slides up just a little bit in the middle of that one, 11 laps down. It's still Coghill hanging on. Billy Malley takes a look on the outside through 3. He'll get halfway up to him. Down the front stretch though, Coghill stretches it back out. Malley takes the run on the outside. He'll go down the back stretch on the back bumper. He'll keep working it on the outside. Billy Malley in the 73 trying to get it done. Trying to go the long way around. Coghill steady on the bottom. Holds his line. Leverlock makes his way forward to 5th spot. He'll take a look at the back of the Mason Love car. It's still Coghill, Malley, Neighbor, Mason Love, and the 5 of Leverlock. Down the back stretch, Billy Malley takes a look on the outside one more time. Leverlock sets the 0 up. He'll try to make the move in 1 and 2. Coghill slides way up the track in front of Malley. Malley hangs on, gets out of the throttle and gives him some room to get it straightened back up. This time by, it's the 22 of Coghill still trying to hold the bottom line. Malley taking a look on the outside. Now Mason Love trying to hold on to his position. As Coghill gets the word, you got to pick a line and stay with it. Malley taking a look on the outside still, trying to make it work for him. Neighbor hopes to get a chance to get by both of them. Mason Love in his 0 hangs on. Brian Leverlock in 5th in the 5 car. Once again, Billy Malley in the 73 trying to make a move. He'll take the long way around if he has to. Coghill in the 22. Still hanging on out front. Next time by, there's 5 laps left to go. 5 more times around for Billy Mowry to make the move on Sammy Coghill. And for Sammy Coghill to hold it off. Down the back stretch. The 73 takes the look on the inside. Now it's Level Rock underneath the 0 of Mason Love. Level Rock gets the nose in there. Brian Level Rock trying to make the move. Mowry up front still trying to gain some position on the 22 of Sammy Coghill. Out of turn 4 with only 3 laps left in this one. It's a good run up front. Once again, Mowry takes a peek on the outside. Coghill slumps up in the middle of the corner. Trying to hang it on the bottom, but it just won't stay there. 2 more laps left to go. 2 more times around. It's the 22 of Sammy Coghill still on the front. Now Mason Love gets out of it in 1 and 2. Comes back down under Roden. Roden trying to gain position with a white flag flying for the number 22 of Sammy Coghill. Billy Mowry right there on the back bumper. It'll be his last chance to 3 and 4. He'll pull it to the bottom. Take the on the bottom. Hang on. It's Coghill by a half a car length as Mowry decided the 5 of Brian Level Rock, so that won't do much good for him later on. So on the pole, it's the 31 of Donnie Thomas, Dwayne DePel, then comes Moctezuma, Haig, Campbell, Davis, Calkins, Cattarelli, Thompson, Grigsby, Russo, Calkins, Robbie Haig, and James Leacock. As we get the green flag, Thomas out with the early lead. Tries to make it work for him. Moctezuma right there with him, and no, they're 3 and 4 wide back there in the back of the pack as they really shuffle them around. It's the 8 of Ron Campbell through in the third spot. The 89 is Ron Hollywood Davis. Then comes the 15 of Joey Cattarelli. Bob Haig in the 78 having some trouble on the start, but everybody getting around past and through and about. But out front, it's still the 31 of Donnie Thomas. The 17 of Bobby Moctezuma finds a crowd of cars back up right to him as he trying to chase down the 31. Can't seem to make it work, and here comes the 8 inside. Ron Campbell gets the run. Moctezuma with the position going into 1 and 2, though. That'll put Campbell way up on the ram. And here comes the 89 of Hollywood, Ron Davis. So, Moctezuma hanging on to second. Campbell third. Hollywood looks at Cattarelli going by in the 15 on the inside of 3 and 4. Now Cattarelli clears it and pulls up behind the 8. Out of turn number 2, it's still Moctezuma, Campbell, Cattarelli, and Davis. Art Calkins starting to work his way up in the back of the pack as he goes around the outside of Shane Grigsby through 3 and 4. It's still the 17 of Moctezuma hanging on to second. But the 31 of Donnie Thomas starting to really pull away as they put the red light on. Oh, we got a muffler down in 1 and 2 come off of the car, so that's what the flag is for. Well, Donnie Thomas didn't want to see that for these sponsors. All right, we're back to green flag racing. Donnie Thomas trying to pull away one more time. Zebo trying to reel him back in. But it's the 8 of Campbell all over the back bumper as Moctezuma gets a good run through 1 and 2, but slides up the track just a little bit through 3 and 4. Out of turn 2 one more time. Moctezuma the 17 trying to hang on to that position. Here comes the 15 of Cattarelli. He'll pull up on the outside of the 8 of Campbell. Keep him pinched down. Moctezuma will make a little bit of ground through 3 and 4 that time, as Donnie Thomas still pulling away out front. Hollywood, Ron Davis tries to make a move back around the outside through 1 and 2 on the 15. Now they'll get together and separate in 2. Everybody falls back in line. Nose to tail. It's still the 31 of Donnie Thomas out front. Moctezuma, the 17, trying to run him down. Not having much luck at it. He's starting to get a little loose through 1 and 2 now. Here comes the 8 of Campbell right up on the back bumper. He'll take a look through 3 and 4. He'll hang on out of turn number 3. Moctezuma back in front of the 8. Just by a bumper. Cattarelli right there with Campbell. Now Art Koch and Shane Grigsby getting together with the 05 machine. Now Shane will get into the back of him one more time as Dwayne Thompson trying to hang on to that 05, but out in the lead pack. It's still the 31 of Donnie Thomas all by himself. Whoa, Art Cochran's way out of the groove that time, 3-1. We'll get back in line and try to chase him down as we come up. Next time by is halfway. 10 laps down, 10 laps left to go. As Cattarelli tries the outside move around the 8 machine of Campbell. That gives room for Hollywood, Ron Davis in the 89 to get underneath him. But back to the other side. Davis will wind up on the outside. Now is Dopel in the 08, which turns around, does a little agricultural racing. He'll start to make it a little interesting as Rousseau in the 84 will join in with him. As they come out of turn number 3, really getting together back there in the back of the pack. Watch that 05, 28, and 11. Moctezuma starting to gain some ground on Campbell and get away a little bit. Maybe starting to reel in the 31. Just don't know if there's enough time left as 12 laps will be in the books this time by. 8 laps left to go. Starting to hear a little misfire from the 8 of Campbell, but as long as the 31 doesn't have to slow down for somebody in the X, Moctezuma will have a tough time reeling them in. Wayne Calkins in the 14 starting to make his move to the front. Now Dopel turned around for the second time. We'll get it straightened out, headed the right direction, but coming out of turn number 3, here comes your leader. They'll get across there that time. We watch out as we get closer and closer. Now Wayne Calkins feels the pressure with Dwayne Thompson in the 05 underneath. Out of turn number 3, back through the X. It's still a tight battle back there in the back of the pack as Art Calkins on the outside, Shane Grigsby on the inside. Back through the X one more time. It's the 74 of Robbie Haig and the 08 of Dopel. That leader's getting close. Moctezuma safely in second. Campbell still hanging on the third with a misfiring car. Out of the corner, Dopel trying to make the move around the 74. He'll get wide and one, slide up. Now this is going to slow him down a little bit next time through the X. Out of the corner they come. Oh, they just make it through. 5 laps left to go in this one, make it 4.5, but they got to do that one more time. They're side by side out of 3. Here comes the leader. Oh, he just misses He's not going to give up. He don't want to back up any. Moctezuma will be right there. Out of turn number 2 comes the back markers. Oh, my God. Donnie Thomas really cutting it close. He's the leader. He's got plenty of room. No need to. But he'll go all the way at it hard as he can now. Haig gets up. It's back to the middle. You never know what's going to happen next. But watch out. Here he comes out of turn number 3. And they're coming out of 2. One more time. Thomas back through the middle of the X. Makes it look easy, don't he? 2 laps left to go this time by. 2 more times around. Donnie Thomas has got to negotiate the back markers 2 more times. 4 times through the X. Oh, they'll pull sideways. Look out, back in the pack. Art Calkins finally gets underneath the 28 of Grigsby. Now he'll get into the bumper of the Hollywood. Propel sideways through 3. We'll try to keep it straight and keep it on line as the white flag flies for your leader through turn number 3. Make it 4. Back through the X one more time. Montezuma hanging on to second. Campbell, Catarelli, and Hollywood Ron Davis. But it's Donnie Thomas who gives you a little excitement. Gets it done tonight for a feature win with Zito Bobby Makahira second, the 8th of Campbell third, Catarelli's 4th, and it's Rick Hartman. In the number 84, it's Joe Gorman. In the 14, it's Terry Ralston. In the 37, it's Jimmy Cruz. In the 03, it's Robert Hermance. He's in the second row. Inside, keeping an eye on the 81 of Ron Brown. As the green flag comes out, as your first Enduro 15-lap feature event is underway. Green flag out. And a good start. Daisy Mayhall in the 1X now. Right high, she works her way into turn number. Oh, Daisy gets into the 03 of Robert Hermance. And we got another one turned around in 4th. Wish him well as the green flag now comes out for Harold Ashley. And the back of the field trying to sort things out as we got one down to 65, goes sideways. Everybody will stay clear of them. Green flag out still for the 65 sitting on the front straightaway. And has not moved. Gets it fired up now. Let's see if he can get on and get off the track. So a tough break for the rookie driver, Robert Toe. We'll get back on the lap, and he'll be a lap down now for Robert Toe. Tough break for the rookie driver. Rick Hartman now in the 95 will hold on to the 3rd spot as the 65 is a lap down. And he gets a little squirrely coming down the front straightaway, rubs the wall. Leaves a little paint along that front wall. The 95 of Rick Hartman. The rest of the field now starting to stretch out. So the 65 of Robert Toe will get the move over sign. Let some of this quicker traffic get by. The 95. Of Rick Hartman now in the 3rd. And again, the 65 gets loose in turn 4 and gathers it back in. Now the 37. We'll move up to that 4th spot. Jimmy Cruz now in that 4th spot. The 39 working on that 5th spot. Lonnie McCurdy. And Daisy Mayhall now working on that 39. She's in the 1X. As the field now starts to stretch it out. So the 14 at Harry Ralston will go to the pits. Just about halfway now. 7 laps in the books, 8 to go. So now the 27. Looking at that slower traffic, weaving the way down to get by there. Harold Ashley, the duck, slides under the 18. Goes high now. The 18 will go down a lap. The 81 moves into 2nd place now. The 81 of Ron Brown in the 2nd. The 37 slides back to the 3rd spot. That's Jimmy Cruz. The 1X of Daisy Mayhall working that outside groove. Gets high coming out of turn 4. Working on the 39 of Lonnie McCurdy. Let's see now. Got one in the front wall. The 03. So that's Robert Hermance in the 03. It looks like he's all right now. coming off that front wall. So Harold Ashley comes across the stripe. He's got 11 laps in the books, 4 to go for the 27, the man they call the Duck. 37 to Jimmy Cruz in the second. Good battle now in the 39 as it comes out of turn 4. Lonnie McCurdy now got a good battle with the number 3. Oh, 2 in the wall now. Daisy May Hall comes off the wall to 1X. Regains it to number 9. Of Jackie Lott, pulls back under her own power. Got into that wall. White flag out now for the 27 of Harold Ashley. The 27 now in turn 2. Do something. Try to reel in the 27 of Ashley as the pace car pulls it into the infield. And a green flag down for the 27 of Harold Ashley. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. So the 81 gets bunched up in the back of the pack. That's his second runner. He's got pressure from the 95 of Rick Hartman now. Hartman gets past the 81. Here comes Hartman now into second place. White flag out for the Duck. The 27 of Harold Ashley as they get bunched up in turn number 4. The 03 of Robert Hermans and the 15 get tangled up in turn number 4. That's Billy Moore. That vehicle, as our broom crew will finish sweeping off that oil dry in turn number 4. Don't forget, one more Enduro feature race coming your way, so hang on. Still some racing to go. But he seems to be punching up, and Harold gets on the gas coming out of turn number 4. Green flag, white flag out all together. Here they come. Last lap for the Duck as everybody comes to get a restart rather well. Half a lap now for Harold. He'll be looking at the checkered flag. The 27 of Harold Ashley will pick up the checkered flag. Your second place vehicle, the 95 of Rick Hartman, and the 3 of Charlie Smith picks up the 3rd. Here at Sunshine Action Speedway. So they'll bunch it together and everybody will find their spots as they come out of turn number 2 slowly down the back straightaway. Looking for that Dayton Andrews Dodge pace car to pull it in the infield. As they come side by side, we'll see if they can get out of that green flag. Rex Hawkins, your pole sitter in the 99. We'll be looking for that green flag slowly around turn number 3. So Hawkins gets on the gas. Green flag is out. 3 wide down the front straightaway with the 19 in the middle. Angie Grant gets in the middle of that one as they come out of there side by side. Now keep an eye on the number 22, Mike Hill, trying to get 3 wide as they go into turn number 3. All kinds of pressure from the 22 now. Mike Hill on the bumper of the 17th, Phelan. As Phelan likes the outside. Now Phelan gets a little loose. Here comes Hill on the 22. 3 wide down the back straightaway. The 22 of Hill in the middle of that sandwich as they come out of turn number 4. Good side-by-side racing. Now we got one in the infield. That's the 40. Earl Bowman gets in the infield. Now spins it around, trying to regain. Gets back on the track. Everybody has to dodge him. So Bowman now will pick up the back of the pack in the 40. Now they're tangled up in turn number 4. The 89 involved in this one, Dustin Jinks. And a 22 of Hill also tangled up. Now here comes Bowman as they're going to stay under green flag conditions. And Hill, the 22, back under his power is Bowman in the back of the pack. Now Hawkins goes down in the infield. The front runner, Hawkins, doing some dirt tracking. And it looks like he's going to stay down. Now the 35 picks up that front spot. Dave Clark. For the 99 of Rex Hawkins will pick up the green flag as they get a single file start coming out of turn 4. 35 of Dave Clark as he tries to pull up to the rear deck of the 99 of Hawkins. The 00 Fisk holds on to third. Keep an eye down to number 28, working his way up to the 4th spot. That's Pete Krakalici now, working the outside, sliding into that 2nd spot. Pete Krakalici going on that outside groove as they come out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Pete Krakalici now holds up on the outside as they go 3 wide again in turn 1 and 2. The 99 of Hawkins drops down low. Pete Krakalici now comes to the outside. Pete Krakalici now in the 2nd spot, trying to work on the 1st spot. As now Krakalici gets a little loose. And we got problems in turn number 2, the 17. Tom Field, he can to get up in there. So the pressure's on now for the 99 of Rex Hawkins. He'll get into it. Gets the right foot into it. Down the throttle. Here they come. Green flag out for the 99 of Hawkins. He's going to feel the pressure from the 35 of Clark. Keep an eye on Krakalici now. Krakalici's been going to the outside tonight. And again, Pete Krakalici goes high. Looking to pick up that outside groove as he works around the 35 of Clark. Clark gets a little loose coming out of turn 4 down the straightaway. Here comes Krakalici now, working on that front spot. The 22 of Hill will get the black flag. At orange vehicle, the 22. Now look at Krakalici. 4 cars, 5 cars now trying to do anything they can to get up to that front spot. Krakalici down at the stripe. Pete Krakalici picks up the lead. Now Hawkins feeling all kinds of pressure from the 49. Jay Sikora putting pressure on the 99 of Hawkins as they all come out of turn number 4, side-by-side action. So now Sikora will slide into that 2nd spot. Here comes the 35 of Clark. He's going to loop it in turn 4, turn number 2. The 35 now in the infield. And it seems to be a problem with the 99 of Hawkins as he slowly comes around turn number 4 down the front straightaway. So Hawkins will take it into the pits. Meantime, now the 28 of Krakalici. Pete Krakalici got that good jump now, and he's got a good lead. The 49 of Sikora in the 2nd. The battle now is in the 3rd spot. The 61 holds on the 3rd. That's Occident. The 96 of Bram now in the 4th. The 40. Keep an eye on Earl Bowman as he's trying to do all he can to get up in that top spot. The 49 trying to put the pressure on Krakalici. Sikora trying to reel in Krakalici as they come down the front straightaway. Single file all the way around the track. The 35 of Clark way in the back now. As Dave Clark did real well in the beginning of the race, now finds himself in the back of the pack. Good run now for that top spot. White flag out, 1 lap to go for the front runner. Pete Krakalici. Here comes the 61 now, putting pressure on Ochoa. Goes to the outside of the 49, down the back straightaway. Half a lap to go for Pete Krakalici. And Pete Krakalici comes to the stripe. Pete Krakalici takes the checkered flag. The 49